Okay, so I'm going to do a tutorial on how to make a sunroom. First things first, let's try to make it sunny, which you can do that with the UI extensions cheat by Webersu. It is honestly an amazing cheat to use. Okay, so now it's sunny so we can see. So this is the exact lot that I made my large modern family home on. It's a 30 by 30. So what we're going to do first, I'm just going to create a room here. So let's pretend that this is our house. And you want to put a sunroom on the back of the house. Normally I make two-story homes. So let's make that 2 stories. We'll just put some brick on the outside, just like I did with my other build. Put that on with a double wall height there. So we've got our little box. So then you're going to go into build mode and you're going to go to roofs. And you're going to place it on the back of the house, just like this. Now, with move objects on, you'll be able to add some stuff into a roof section that's this small, but it likely wouldn't be useful. It wouldn't be functional. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring it out some, and don't worry about this angle. We're going to fix that in a second. So let's say we wanted to just span the whole back of the house, because this is a really, really nice lot that is on the water. You got that beautiful bridge in the back, so it would be really nice. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to paint the sides of the roof, which it'll do the whole thing across so that it blends in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to level out the height of our roof. So I'm going to get it as close to the height of the house as you can. Now the good thing is, one, we're going to pull in the eaves, so that's going to do the same thing. We're going to pull in the eaves on the sides as well. We're going to add some roof trim. Usually I go for a nice black roof trim there. You can use the real thick one too. Either one would work. I tend to just use the inlay, the square roof trim. So it just makes it nice and neat looking. Then going to choose what kind of glass paneling you want. So you can do this one, which is a square. That's a little bit smaller. There's this one. You can do a whole pane if you wanted to do that way. Wouldn't really be all that realistic, but pretty cool looking. I don't tend to use this one because it is very busy. I do like the shadows that it casts, because if we take down the walls there, you can see that it does cast a really pretty shadow, but it's just not worth it that you can't see through it. This one, again, a little bit too busy. I usually go for this one. So it gives you nice panes of glass, tends to look really, really pretty. And there's a few different options for the glass. You can do, I think it adds a little bit of a tint. It also changes the frame of each panel. So now, if you want to, let's say, curve it, make it look a little bit more dynamic, what you're going to do is you're going to choose the roof section and hit Shift C. This is going to allow you to have more points where you can change it. If we just do it this way, which is the original way that it starts, you're just going to make a dome like that. But then when we hit Shift C, it gives us more attachment points to edit it from. So let's say we bring it back down to just being a angled roof. Hit Shift C, gives us our 2 points there. And in that case, now I can move the top and bottom independently. So it ends up looking very, very nice. In this case, we don't want it to come down quite so low here. No matter what, you're going to have a little space there that you can't really put too much in. But that gives it a really nice kind of dynamic flourish. Usually if I'm doing a modern build, I will use the platform tool to make my roof. And in that case, let's see, how big do I want to make it? Usually bring it up 3. And then you just add the sides there. It might be a little bit too high. Let's bring it down to 1. Just so that the frame of the roof comes just a little closer to being flush with the top of the house. And then we're going to pick a trim and then just paint our roof too. So it just looks a little bit better in my opinion. You can also use floor trim, being that technically, since this is a platform, it does have a roof, or excuse me, it's a second floor room. So you can add floor trim if you wanted to do that. You can even add a frieze. That might look a little funny though, because it doesn't go all the way up top. But this, for all intents and purposes, works. You can also, if you hold down Alt and drag this up, it usually, there we go. It'll come up incrementally as if you're free placing it. So now we've got our room. We're going to go down to that level, drop the walls so that we can kind of see a little bit better. We're going to place in our flooring. And so now you have a room which, if you're playing with tiny living, you can actually use these roof sections to make a house and have just your bathroom but be an actual room, so that you keep your micro home benefits without having to deal with micro home space. So, like I said, we're going to pull that down with the walls. Just take away the grid there so we can see. So then, let's say we want to make this, like I did, the living room of our home. Be a big old living room, but this is just for the purpose of this tutorial. So we're going to grab a nice couch. Just like that. You know what? This is actually a little on the big side. So let's pull that in some. We want to make it a believable living room space. So there we just take out the flooring we put down. Now it's just a little bit smaller and easier to furnish. So first things first, we have double height walls. So we're gonna want a double height door. You can use an archway, but there are no really, well, there's these archways, which I don't mind. They're from Eco Lifestyle, and you can actually have the walls up and place things in. Doesn't cause any problem. So let's place our doors, and let's say we want a nice fireplace in there. Put this fireplace in. Oh, we need more money. All right. Longest cheat ever, but very, very useful. Because now I can use this Plasmatron, which looks a little bit better than this, which kind of gets swallowed up by the space on the wall. This takes up more of that height and width, makes it look a little bit better. So now we're going to take our walls down again so I can put that where it belongs. And then we can, if we want, grab some other furniture. So let's say put in a love seat and a living chair, which is a really nice one that just recently came out with Snowy Escape. It's this one here, because you can actually set it there, and it's got that nice little blanket on it. Let's move that out just a tiny bit. I'm going to put down a rug. We can move that in a little bit more so everything fits right. And so then you have a living room. And if you want to really make sure that everything sits right, turn off move objects, because that will allow you to place things in a way that they're not going to intersect with your roof line. So with move objects off, oops, I didn't realize I had it already off. All right. So with move objects off, we'll be able to see if certain things don't fit. So here you can see we can't get too close to that roof line. Gotta pull it out a little bit there. And having move objects off, like I said, will allow you to keep from placing things through the roof or placing them where Sims cannot get to them. So you can see here, if we try to place it, even just snap it to the desk, it won't place because it would intersect with the roof. So we would need to move our desk out a little bit, or put it on the side here, and then it'll fit because it's not going to be intersecting the roof. You can even get it all the way over to here, as far over as this, because here the Sim will still be able to get to the chair and stand there. Double check by putting a computer there, and if it places, then it fits. So then let's say you want to clutter it with some plants. Go to your plants here and choose some. I really like the ones from Snowy Escape. I think they're great. So you can place that. Now with these, good thing is we can place those with move objects because nobody needs to interact with them. Did I not type that right? There we go. So now we can do that, and if we go out here, we can see it's not intersecting with the roof. We can, what else can we put here? We can put one of these guys in because that's a little bit bigger. This is from Eco Lifestyle. You can kind of put them together so that they make a nice planter area. Let's move this up a little bit. Just to here. And then if you wanted to, in the back where you have kind of that dead space here, you can actually just add smaller plants. So that it looks a little bit more full from the front. But you're not using stuff that's going to intersect. See, like that's going to intersect. Unless I pull it here. Any of the kind of low-lying but still substantial plants would work. These guys here, this egg-looking thing. See, so now you have a really nice little planter area. Maybe not with that. That's ugly. Let's just make that a more neutral color. So you've got that. And then let's say you want to put in a bar in there. I don't think a full bar would actually work in here. It might if you put it backwards, which you definitely can do so that it works just like a wet bar instead of a bar that you saddle up to. But I don't think it looks all that nice. So we can put in, let's say, our globe bar, which, pro tip for anybody who doesn't know, this bar actually is very, very useful if you have kids, you want them to do well in school. They can study geography on this globe while your parents are getting all nectared up elsewhere. So then we're going to just place some artwork and lighting. Lighting these types of rooms is a little bit more difficult because this is a roof piece. So if you put a light that's going to come down from the ceiling, it's likely not going to look correct. So in that case, what you would do is use side lighting. So let's turn off the lights here. And there is a wall light that's really great. It's meant specifically to illuminate artwork. So we can put that there. And then maybe on this side we can use a wall light that I really like here. Here we go. Since this technically would be considered more of an industrial kind of thing, we can use more industrial decor. So put that in, maybe put in a side table or like a buffet table with this guy here. Put that in, bring that down a tiny bit, and then you can also use some of these lighting things that just kind of look like decoration. So this can go here, or let's say we put a coffee table in. Put in a coffee table and a couple of side tables. That table will go with these here. Just have to find the swatch that matches, which is difficult because The Sims doesn't always give us that. We're going to use these gray guys instead of the black. And there should be a gray version of that table. Very nice. So let's turn the lights back out. And we can put in some more decorations that are also lights. So like this here. Put that in. This one here. I like that. That came from Paranormal. Over here, let's put a desk lamp. Oh, that looks weird. Use this guy here. Interesting. Okay. And I usually, there's a little clutter item I like to use on desks just to make it look like somebody actually lives in the house. So you can do that. And then there's another clutter item called Letters by Pile. So you put that here. It looks like somebody's been doing their bills at the desk. We can put another one of those kind of buffet tables in. But we can use a different one so it doesn't just look like we're using the same assets over and over again. And that definitely goes through the couch. So let's back it on up. Pull it back, just like that. We can put down some more lighting. Like I said, you have to get a little creative with how you light sunrooms. Put that in, and then put in some lamps. I like this little giraffe guy. That'll give us some lighting. And let's say that this is a family home. What we can do, let's take a little rug, put it over here with some little toddler toys. Just like that. So you have a little play area for your toddler. And so there is our finished sunroom / living room area. Ends up looking very, very nice. And then if we go into live mode, in order to do that, we're gonna need to put a front door on so that our sim can come in and check this out. I've named him Bob the Builder. I'm gonna have Bob walk in here, but I'm gonna go into first person mode so that we can see what it looks like. So, where are we? We're going. Alright, looks real weird out front because obviously it's not an actual house. I'm gonna have him walk through. Into our sunroom. And this is what it looks like if you're the sim. Looks really nice. And then the best part is the view that you get from this angle. Because then you get a view through the window. You can also, if you wanted to, not deal with Mr. Bob here. Let's get him out of the way. Go away, Bob. So what I'm going to do now is go into the house, hit tab, and now I'm in... Oh, hush, Bob. Now I'm in camera person mode, which, like I said, just pressing tab. That kind of gives us a better angle on things. You kind of pull out and set your angle. Dang it, Bob. And so you get a nice screenshot from there. And just in case you're trying to get downloads on your builds and stuff like that, I know I'm trying. I have taken to uploading screenshots from my builds to Instagram and using the filters there to make it look even more realistic. So Bob's going to sit down and just watch some TV. If you're wondering why his face looks like that, I do have the Slice of Life mod by Kawaii Stacy. Please forgive me if I pronounce that wrong, but he's actually wearing a face mask right now to combat acne, apparently, and he did that on his own. So that is the tutorial. Bob's gonna have a good time, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great day.